Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Evelyn here, and I'm doing the 100 favourite things from Toxic Tears. I didn't know Toxic Tears, so thank you very much everyone for doing this tag, because it got me a chance. Very loud car. Got me a chance to find a new channel, and I always like finding new channels. I've got it in my notebook, so I'm going to be reading, just so you know, and this is not in order. I actually wrote down all the numbers and then added bits like randomly, so I wouldn't get all weird about making lists. But the number one is the number one, and yeah, massive cheese fest. But my fiance, number one. Number two, a calendar full of special days. Number three, tarot. I said this is not in order. Number three, tea, herbal always. Number five, notebooks and journals and pens. Am I the only one who wants to see a notebook? I'm very particular about it not being lined, and I want to feel the paper and smell it if I can. I hate it when notebooks are wrapped up in plastic. Only if I know the make, then I'm alright. Trees. My parents still live in the same house that they bought when they got married. I've lived there my whole life. Well, the whole life that I lived with my parents, I lived in that house, in the same room. I remember when they got the little birch tree that now towers over the house, and I consider that my tree, but I've got another couple of my trees around here and I love them. Driving with the top down. I don't drive, but we've got a convertible. We've had it for 2 years, I think, and I just love it when the weather's good enough to have the top down, and I don't mind if that means with a winter coat and a hat and scarf, as long as it's not raining. I'm good. My lasagna. It's not a recipe, but I love it, and I'll put in loads and loads of veg, and yeah, I love my lasagna. Our shower. Hills. I come from Holland, where it's flat, and I love driving here and seeing all the rolling hills, and you can see much further, it seems. The smell of rain, which is good because it's raining right now. Dogs, which is weird because up until I moved here I was petrified of dogs. Picnics by the river. Pub food by the river. Historical places. Dictionaries. People watching. The smell of coffee. I don't drink it, but I love the smell. Writing. Twitter and Facebook. I know they can be horrible, but I love them as well. Eurovision, made even better with Twitter. Reading. I couldn't do it for a while when I was very depressed, but now I'm so glad I'm back into reading, and I absolutely love it. I always loved it. I was reading before I could read, and yeah, love it. Hedgehogs. I even love the word hedgehog. In Dutch it's eagle. Doesn't sound anywhere near as nice. Our bed. We live in a rented place, and we rented it furnished, which wasn't what we were set out to do, but that just happened, and that meant that we also had a bed with a mattress. So we got our own mattress, and then we had the problem of where are we going to store a mattress that we're not going to be using for as long as we're going to live here. And we decided to just put our new mattress on top. So now we've got a double mattress. Makes me feel like the princess on the pea, and I love it. It's nice and high. Dairy, Dutch cheese and milk, because the milk's different here. Thunderstorms, runes, mugs. I love my mugs. I love to hug them and hold. When I buy a new mug, I have to test it out to see how it feels in my hand. Books. Fresh crusty bread. Discussions. Candles. especially the scented ones. The tarot community. I told you this wasn't in order. Cats. I had to leave them behind, and it was horrible. My mala beads. The Efteling. The Efteling is a theme park in Holland. It's started off as a playground years ago, like in the 50s. Then it became a fairy tale park. They've got the most beautiful fairy tales there. And then it started adding like rides, roller coasters and such. It's huge, it's lovely. I used to work there. It still has a very warm place in my heart. When we first went over back to Holland, I dragged Ty out there because he had to see it. And my nephew goes there. He's got a year card for it with my sister who used to work there as well. And yeah, he's an absolute Efteling mad. He's only 4. And it's such a special place. If you're ever in Holland and you've got the time to go a little bit further than just Amsterdam or maybe Den Haag or Rotterdam. Sorry, Remco, if you're watching. Remco, if you're watching. Go to the south and go and visit the Efteling. You won't regret it. Right, number 37. Colour. Any colour. I know that Dead Chicky said that as well, and I already had it on my list, so I'm not copying. Spirituality. A good children's book. Sandalwood. Oh, I love Sandalwood. Going to the cinema. We've got a year card, and it's brilliant because we get to see tons of new films coming out. I really enjoy that. Skype and WhatsApp, because that's how I keep in touch with my family. My view. Well, right now it's raining, but I've got the view of the park. There's a road and then there's the park, so when I'm sitting on my sofa, all I see is sort of the top of the trees and all the clouds, and I love it because it changes. My view changes every couple of minutes with the clouds coming by. It's lovely. Plants. We can't have any pets. We don't have any children, so I love my plants. Meditation. Bubbles, like the bubbles you blow. Love those. The other day we had some kids who live in this building blowing bubbles, and they were floating by my window, and always makes me really happy. Blankets, either fleece or crocheted or my mum's quilts. 70s and 80s music. 80s films like St. Elmo's Fire, Ferris Bueller, Breakfast Club, Stand By Me, those kind of films. Watching YouTube. I watch far too much YouTube, but making YouTube videos. Reiki. TV shows from my childhood. Car boot sales. Love those. Associations. I sometimes catch myself thinking about something and then I go, how the hell did I start thinking about this? And then I try to work my way back, and I love that. Our slow cooker. Only got it this year. Don't understand how we left it this long. Stickers. I love stickers. Like I said, this is my journal, and I've got childish stickers in here, but little hedgehog. Sunny but not too hot days. Smoothies. My inner jukebox. I've talked about it many times. Fresh veggies, mushrooms included. Learning new things. Remembering old things. The sea. Museums. Netflix. Lisa, this one's for you. Mayo. Snow. Especially if I don't have to go out in it. My Midori. The NHS. Love the NHS. let's just hope that we're going to keep it, because it's keeping people alive. Swearing. Dreams. I have the most vivid, weird dreams, but I love it. Cultures. Drop, which is licorice, but not the kind of licorice that you can get here, so I've asked my parents to bring me some. Chips, as in fries, but double cooked, please, and if not, with loads of salt and vinegar, because that's the only way you can eat the really limpy, soft chips that you can get here. Freedom. The freedom to do what I want any old time. Number 77, journaling. Art supplies. EFT, which is a tapping technique. Look it up if you're interested. Cinnamon. Speaking more than one language, because it helps you to understand the language you're speaking. Birdsong. Eccentric older women. The quiet after people have left, like when you've had visitors over and it was really exciting and loads of people, and then the sort of quiet after everyone's gone. Fresh air and our fan. I can't sleep without either. The silly or very clever things my Dutch nephew comes up with. Like I said, he's almost 4.5 and he's one little smart boy. He's trying to speak English, which is quite good. He was wondering about, he's going to be our ring bearer, and just out of nowhere he went, "Mum, what should I say to Ty when I give them the rings? Because I can just say it in Dutch to Ave, but what do I say to Ty?" Because he knows that Ty don't speak Dutch. Passionate people. Poetry. Stand-up comedy. Photography. Veggie pizza. Being eligible to vote. I'm not for general elections, so I really appreciate being eligible to vote for the local ones. Fluffy socks. Stargazing. Possibilities. Magic. Lists. I keep to-do lists. I keep ta-da lists, which is stuff that I have done. I keep a very minimum to-do list, and then I add stuff to it that I've done anyway. So the list grows and it becomes a ta-da, this is what I've done. And trackers. Breathing. I often joke that it is my favourite hobby because I can do it anytime, any place, anywhere, and I could go on for hours and hours and hours. And the last one, I know Evie said it, Evie of The Divine Gypsy. I thought of it as well. Life. Love life. Thank you very much, Toxic Tears, for thinking up this tag. Who knew I loved as many things as 100, and I'm sure I love even more. It is a good exercise to do every now and again. I do start my journals often with a list of things that I'm currently into, just to time frame it a little bit. And and with the 3 daily joys, if you haven't joined in on that little bandwagon, it's something that Arwen came up with, and it's just listing three things every day, or however often you want to play along, of things that were good or joyful about your day. And she does it on Facebook, but also on Instagram. I often do it on Instagram if I can think of a picture to take. If not, I still jot it down in my journal or in my diary. And yeah, it just helps look out for stuff that is good about your day instead of moaning about it all the time. So yeah, and this little list, it was quite a long list, really ties in with that, and so I really enjoyed doing that, and it's going to be one of my 3 daily joys for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you are going to be doing this tag, please let me know, because I'm very curious to see other people's. I've watched a couple of videos and I was like, yeah, that one and that one and that one, yeah, I quite agree, oh, I love that too. And so that's been really nice, and yeah, I will see you again very soon. Bye.